Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show, the show that talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am your host, Chase Bunker. Joining me today, he is the half-Asian sensation. It's Curtis Coe.
Hello, everyone.
And one name to rule them all, it's Murph Murphy. And one name to rule them all, it's Murph Murphy.
How's it going, guys?
Sure.
Yeah, not working?
You're just completely like off screen entirely. This is a great way. This is a great way to start this episode.
How about now?
Better.
Much better.
Better.
All right, there we go.
All right. Thank you guys very much for watching.
My friend's awkwardly positioned.
Whether you're watching us on YouTube, or listening to us via podcast, or watching us live on Twitch.tv, thank you for making us a part of your day. If you are watching on Twitch or on YouTube, you see Murph bringing in this massive robot penis in front of his screen. So this ought to be fun. It's already a great episode. We're going to do a little bit of That Game Awards, the awards show that kind of spoofs other awards, because, I mean, we'll have some legitimate awards in there, but I just feel like it's usually around that time. They'll always do it in December, where, like, game magazines will start doing, like, all the same awards, and that's it. So I feel like we, as a group, because we have a podcast that goes out to 10 people, we can make a difference and make different awards. So I'm going to start it off with the Why Are You Not a Doctor award for biggest disappointment. There's a joke. There's kind of a joke in that, but I'm really trying to be I'm trying to not get hit.
Yes, you should not say that out loud.
I didn't do. I almost did horribly, but
you did.
I almost
did. I'm very
did.
proud of you for not going.
I
know you did.
Man, that's nice little like. Here's the school. Here's the planet. Oh, just missed that school of children with the racism plane.
Children's.
So
yes.
You want us? Do you have one in mind, or are we also coming up with one?
Let's all come up with one. I think Destiny came out last year. So can we say Destiny?
Destiny was 2014.
Yep.
What point of 2014?
I got.
So I have a disappointment.
Okay.
Go
What's
ahead.
your disappointment?
And it's the fact that my
Arkham
disappointment
Knight.
is more in general, but I have a thing that is specifically targeted, and it's that microtransactions started showing up in AAA games, specifically Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
And I think there's a Assassin's Creed as well.
That was last year.
Oh
Last
yeah,
year
right,
showed
but
up,
still.
so.
But the fact is that there's a Metal Gear Solid 5, and it has microtransaction, and that makes me sad.
Yes.
I think that's fine. Well, not fine as in it's good, but fine as in good reward.
Your muffled voice
Well,
is
that's my
it makes me
nomination
sad
for-
right now, because I know that you can't help it. It's probably my internet being crappy, but I know I'm just going to get a lot of flack from it, because last time...
Oh, me?
No, Murph. Because the last time Murph was muddled,
Oh, okay.
oh my gosh, that's what everybody kept saying. It's like, we had everybody watch, and then they just hear Murph's muddled voice, and it's like, well, great, this is what we have. Because professionalism, as if that intro wasn't bad enough. AAA,
It's fine.
microtransaction is a very solid point. If not taken, I'm going to say either Arkham Knight PC version, or I'm going to go with Star Wars Battlefront.
I got a better one than both of those.
Duke Nukem Forever came out. Ooh.
Evolve. Let me tell you some stats about Evolve real quick.
Okay.
Currently, according to Steam charts, there are 501 players who are playing Evolve. That on average of 30 days, there are 629 players playing Evolve. That means nobody is playing Evolve anymore So that's probably 501 is probably a little bit high on it. Probably on average day, you're getting somewhere in the fact of maybe 500 to 400 people, and that's worldwide. That's not just.
And here's what's funny.
That one area.
Right.
With Payday 2, with that whole controversy, it's still holding on to about at least a good 5 to 10K people at one time.
Yeah, let me
Oh
take
my!
a quick.
And like, Payday 2 is not even like a AAA game. It's not like a
Correct.
Yeah,
like a crazy release. Like, I mean, no offense, it's an older game.
it is.
It was kind of a bargain title when it came out.
That's fair.
It's a little bit niche, but like Evolve was supposed to be the next esport.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be an evolution of multiplayer gaming, and again, DLC and lack of content. That seems to be another thing that's big on this year's Why.
And you brought
Why
in
You Know
Adam
Doctor.
Sessler to try to sell me. How dare you? Which now Sessler is actually...
Fair,
Which, sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Sessler's now promoting a game. It was just kickstarted. The Friday the 13th game, which is one person plays as Jason and like 7 other people play the counselors. I'm thinking, is Sessler like, does he have his niche of like Juggernaut modes and like that's it? Like,
well, Sessler works for a company that does PR.
Theory
now.
Head.
That is his job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't get the hype
We love you,
around
Sessler, if you're watching.
this game. Like I saw like people trying to drum that up a bit, and I get people trying to drum that up, but like, do people care about Friday the 13th?
no.
I think we care
Maybe for
about
me,
it.
I know.
I mean, as a horror fan, like, I care about it
okay.
minimally. Like, if they remake it, I sigh because it's like, it's another one of these. But
Can I ask a legitimate question from both of you? I don't know if both of you watched the gameplay footage for this game. What do the other 7 people do?
you get the boat ready to leave. Like, apparently there's a way to kill Jason, so you can kill him, but there's a boat that you have to get ready. And I think I could be wrong on this one.
Do things.
Yeah, you have like stuff that you have to do. You have objectives that you have to complete, but I think the boat only holds 4 people. Like, to be honest, I could be wrong on that part. So it's a bit of hey, let's get everything ready. By the way, I'm gonna dick you guys in the end.
See, that actually adds to some interesting multiplayer elements.
It does.
Then 4 out of the 7 survive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, we have to kill. I mean, especially if you allow the player characters or the non-Jason characters to fight amongst themselves, that could actually add some pretty interesting and strange.
And they all have
mechanics
different
to that
stats
game.
as well.
Yeah. So.
I'm still not. Whatever.
Yeah. No.
I see a problem of lack of content again.
I'm incredible. In any game that I absolutely need 8 people to play.
Yeah, but I mean, granted, like most multiplayer games, I get skeptical on just like pure multiplayer. Like, granted, as much as we're hyped about Overwatch, like we gotta see what kind of content it pulls out, because this game, it could be like Evolve, where we get very hyped and they only have 1 or 2 maps, and at that point we get.
But it's a $30 game versus a $60.
This is also true.
So we go in thinking that there's maybe 2 or 3 maps instead of thinking there should be like 10, 15 maps.
Yeah.
Or a single player mode.
Correct.
If I'm paying $60, I want a single player experience.
This is true. Granted, also, like,
10 hours.
do
right?
you want? Granted, we're going to go back to Order 1886, which could be a good nomination as well. Are we going to be one of those where it's like $60 for just a single-player game, or do you want now multiplayer in that as well?
Go
Go
ahead, Murph. Go ahead.
No, God, go ahead. I don't have a strong opinion.
Okay.
I think Order 1886, if it really polished itself up, could have been a much better game. I think it's because it was kind of middling that a lot of people had a problem with. I think if you provide a stellar 10-hour campaign, single-player campaign with really high-quality content, people will not complain as much as if it's kind of okay content. If you're going to do a 10-hour campaign, or however many hours the Order 1886 had, you better nail that campaign 100%.
There's no greater crime worse than mediocrity.
Correct.
This is also very true. So, who do we give it to then? Do we give it to Evolve then, or do we go for one of mine?
Well, you had Battlefront. Let's go over our options. So we had Battlefront, we had Evolve, we had microtransactions and AAA, and you had another one, Chase.
I said Arkham Knight.
Batman Arkham Knight PC.
Arkham Knight PC.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, that one. was a huge screw up too. So the question is, do we prioritize the huge screw up of not even being able, some people still not being able to play a game that came out much earlier in the year over?
So here's the reason why I say we don't do Batman, because it was a fine game on PS4 and some people can play it, and it's a programming thing. Programming games is hard.
Okay.
Like,
True. I mean, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I think I have to throw it to Evolve, just because I went to a couple PAXs, and there was always a giant robot dinosaur model
That
out
sounds
there,
about right.
like 30 feet tall. They were pushing this game hard, and if you push something that hard, it better actually be good.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
The only reason I say Battlefront is because this was a game we got excited about years ago, and then it was announced that DICE is making it. DICE is known for making multiplayer games. They can't possibly screw this up, and this was before the EA calamity of the downfall of Old Republic, SimCity 4, Mass Effect 3. Like, this was before all that. And so now it comes into picture, and it's just Battlefield. Like, it's just Battlefield with a stormtrooper.
But it's good. It's a good Star Wars game. Sure, it's not a great Star Wars game, but
it's a
people
playable
are
Star
still
Wars
playing
game.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm?
It's a
I can
playable
think of better
game.
Star Wars
Right.
games.
Well, I
than
mean,
it.
not that Evolve isn't.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty, but
Yeah.
But it's also not like what's one of the bad Star Wars games? I mean, I'm sure there are a dime a dozen here, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
What,
Gosh.
good or bad Star Wars games?
Obi-Wan Story or whatever it was called.
the Fighters of Terracotta.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
or whatever it
say.
was.
What's funny is
Kinect
that JonTron did a
lightsaber
whole
game.
thing on
There's
these.
another one.
JonTron did a whole thing on all these Star
So-
Wars games and how they look so bad and how they play bad, and etc. All right.
I mean, this game looks good, and it's fun in the moment. So I
Yeah.
say it can't be the most disappointing.
All right. So Evolve then. Biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
All right.
Evolve is the Why You Know Doctor Award.
The Why You Know Doctor Award. You said it,
Yep.
not me. All right.
So I've got one. I've got a category. The Murph's biggest regret of 2016. I went back and played category.
Is it Destiny?
Okay, hold on. I got to open my Steam here real quick.
Is it
So
Gone Home?
The answer to this is no. It's
Oh, my God.
so this is just me basically saying I screwed up when I didn't bring up Undertale in our Game of the Year discussion, because I played it in 2016 in these past couple weeks, and guys, it's really good.
Is it?
Wait, I'm confused about what this award is then. Can you
It's
repeat?
basically you're regretting not having played in 2015 award.
Okay. I got a good one for this too. Tales of the Borderlands. I regret not playing that before we did our Game of the Year, because I probably would have fought for it a little harder too in our final little push.
Her story.
Chase, you got one?
Her story. Wait, Clake's not here.
you played
We can
it?
talk about it now.
Yes, we can.
We can.
will.
Okay.
We will.
So, side note, we're gonna
All right.
get back to that Game Awards in just a second. Clake,
No,
if
I want to hear.
what?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Clake or
Go,
anybody
go, go.
else who has not played Her Story yet, this is gonna be major spoilers. So,
Yes.
in about, well, how long do you think we could talk about? 5-10 minutes?
We'll say
Whatever.
10 minutes.
10
Say
minutes.
10
Okay.
Podcast.
So from this point on, fast forward 10 minutes ahead, and we'll be done talking about spoilers. All right. Also, pick up Her Story. It's a lot of fun. And go. Wow. Like,
Yeah, it's a really good game.
it is a good game. Like, I was talking to Curtis about it because I was very skeptical on it, just because the fact that, like, he said it's kind of not a game. Now, we can go into that definition all we want.
Oh,
He's like,
Lord.
it's
Let me revise what I said really
Yeah.
quickly. So I like to use this phrase, and it's not an insult to a game. When I say it's not a game, it's not the normal amount of interactivity that you would normally consider part of a game. Okay, that is what I was using that term in aspect to.
Mm.
Should I not have used that phrase? Absolutely. I use that phrase a lot. I shouldn't use that phrase. Continue.
I will say this: it is not a traditional game, and I think it pushed the boundaries of what is a game.
Mhm.
don't think it did.
I can't really think of anything else that is similar.
Adventure
it's very
game.
original.
Which one?
I will say
A lot of different adventure games. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Myst in some ways.
Really? See,
Like finding minor details in a specific part to find more details to solve an ultimate puzzle.
yeah, I kind of want to say that it pushed it just because the format of so there's not a lot of interactivity, right? It's just you watch a video, then you come to your own conclusion, and even in the ending, it's just like you're done when you think you're done.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, here's the end screen, or you've unlocked 100% of the videos, you're done. It's, oh, are you satisfied with the what you think? And that's the end of the game.
So I'd like to get into the super spoilers here.
Yes, super spoilers.
It was hit by radioactive spoiling.
Do you actually believe there's two of them?
I think me and the wife came down on the opinion that, yes, there's actually two girls.
Okay. I am of the opinion there are not two girls. Too
How about
much
you,
of
Chase? Break the tie.
Yeah. See,
It's been some. I played with my
honest.
girlfriend, and we've been there's good arguments to where it is two girls, and there's one that it's not. I almost want to say that Hannah and Eve have to exist, but because I mean the first thing that I think they both exist, but because the one thing that she messed up on during the lie detector test was her first name.
correct. But here's the important part. The people that have psychotic tendencies and lie detectors are not any way accurate. In fact, they can't even be used in courts.
Lie detector tests are actually less accurate than guessing.
Correct. So if she has multiple personality disorder, you can say whatever you want on a lie detector test. If you believe your name is Eve and you say your name is Hannah, then it will automatically give you a negative result. So it's the same thing as if you cause pain or a lot of stress or anything like that, you can fake lie detector tests. The second part of it is Eve's entire origin story about how she was a kid is based on Rapunzel. It is based on Rapunzel. She's locked away in a woman in the attic and blah 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 and all this other stuff. And it's I just don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah,
it's too fantastical.
So I mean, the thing is, she could be lying
That's also very possible.
about her young childhood. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, what it comes down to me is the tattoo.
But that could totally be. If you look at it, it's very vibrant looking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
new.
but I mean,
It is. It's a new tattoo.
It is a new tattoo, but she doesn't have any scarring. She doesn't have anything like that. And also, they can do henna tattoos that have that same vibrance. And
I chalk that up to the fact that they don't want an actress to actually get a tattoo.
Correct. And I understand that.
And that's
but
understandable.
I also found the bruise to be not believable at all.
Well,
But
the
again,
bruise
maybe.
switched sides between interview 2 and
so
3.
That's why I think it was two people. That was the other piece of evidence, essentially.
So I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings. I still kind of feel like it's a mixed. They have personality disorder, and that's why.
Well, I mean, that's the great part of a good story. You can have two completely different interpretations, and they're both valid.
Absolutely. But I don't disagree with you guys that it could be the other way. So
I feel like. All right, good. We still got 5 minutes. I feel like as story wise, it was very interesting to just try to piece together everything and try to think of the keywords to search for. Eventually I got into the articles of typing the a of all those, but
that's the biggest gripe of the game. You have to search a and the to get
videos.
to get but I still thought that I liked my girlfriend caught it. She immediately knew I liked the little twist of you play as the daughter. You play as Sarah. So it's okay, that's kind of cool. Do you feel let's try to interpret the ending of what happens after that final interview. Does she get arrested and go to jail? And that's why Sarah's looking at these tapes? Because we don't know technically when this takes place. We know it takes place at least after 1994, or during or after 1994.
Correct.
I mean, she's probably. I mean, you can kind of tell that Sarah's older. So
Yeah.
like, you have to assume it's a couple of decades at least.
Yeah.
She's
She's probably
My
at least
thought
20.
is the reason why she's looking.
Sorry.
Yes, she looks like she's in her late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
My theory is either they're the same person and that's why they're in prison. You know, again, that's kind of calls back to it, because if they are separate people, Eve is only technically guilty of, gosh, what is it? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I know what it
blind
is, too.
cops and helping a murderer.
Yeah.
And that like maxes out at a little under 20 years. So
So-
like she would have been out by now, is what I'm getting at.
So I would think that she wouldn't have gone to jail, just because if we disagree, there's no way you're going to convince a jury that.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
But it's
I can't really speculate any more than that because we know nothing more than that.
There's no
Well,
way
the
to-
thing is, like,
there's no way to tell.
there's no way to tell. But what's funny is when you on one of the first 4 videos of murder, which is one of the search terms, you get
Right.
the video of you have no murder weapon, but you see that shard in a previous video, which it's big enough to kill somebody and to slice someone's throat.
Correct. And there is one video that specifically tells how she or Hannah killed the
Right.
male character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find out or ever hear about the way to cheat? I guess.
The admin unlock
Admin
kind of
unlock.
deal, or is that what?
Oh no! This is so every video has the tag of blank,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just remove. So you can search for blank, and then as you watch videos, just remove that tag. So you watch them 5 at a time.
Oh wow, that's clever.
That's
Yeah.
actually really smart.
So that's one way to do it.
Huh. And that would actually start you from the beginning, wouldn't it? If you search.
I don't know how it prioritizes it, but
I think it prioritizes by date, left
Yeah.
to right, so you could technically watch it in order if you wanted to.
yeah.
Interesting.
Clever.
Last minute, I guess we've got.
Yeah. So we got one more minute. So this is technically not
I'm-
spoilers
I'm-
anyway, but what did you guys think of it, like, overall? Oh, sorry.
No, I loved it. Like, me and my wife also, like, did we all play it with our significant others?
Yes.
I did it on New Year's Eve, actually.
I did
I
it.
went back through it on New Year's Eve.
I think we did it
Seems like the way to.
after New Year's
that
Eve.
game.
Yeah. Actually, no. I think
I would
when
be
I
interested
texted you
with
New
it.
Year's. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. I would be interested in doing it, seeing more of this game type with a little bit more interactive nature. It would be cool, like doing like a cold case kind of cop. I think that would be kind of neat, like looking back
I
at
don't know.
videos and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it's kind of a one. I don't necessarily. If they made another story thing that was exactly the same, I don't know if I would play another one that is runs exactly the same system.
By the way, Murph,
So,
per your argument earlier of, well, if we can't decide, then obviously she's innocent. It takes place
Yep.
in Europe.
We're out of spoilers. Oh.
Well, no, it takes place in Europe. Like, this isn't spoilers. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Oh, what? In
Europe,
In Europe,
England,
you are
right?
in England.
That's
Yeah,
how it's-
you are guilty until proven
Oh,
innocent.
yeah, you are.
So, all right. So, time's up for spoiler cast. All right.
Yep.
Back to that Game Awards. Gosh, that was fun, kind of discussing, because I haven't
So,
done that with anybody yet.
I think we can say that our gaming regrets of 2015, having not played it until 2016, her story, I'm willing to just concede that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
All right.
I am too.
So, play Undertale, guys. It's really good.
And her story.
And it's
Yep.
and it's cheap. So
Curtis,
Mhm.
say Tales from the Borderlands.
Tales from the Borderlands is good. I definitely think it's worth a playthrough. If you enjoy the Telltale games, you definitely should play through. It is probably the funniest and most heartfelt of the Telltale games.
Yeah.
I think it's a really well done, and it really, if you enjoy Borderlands, you deserve it to yourself. You deserve it deserve to play it, basically.
Also, Handsome Jack's in it, which is my
don't
nominee
like
for.
I hear it's great.
Yes.
Handsome Jack's in it, which is
It
also
is-
my nominee for Best Villain of 2015.
Was he actually a villain in 2015 at all?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't. I mean, Tales from the Borderlands, but when did that start coming out?
That was 20.
That was last year.
the first
I don't
one,
know.
yeah, it like majority of them were 2015. I think the first episode came out in
Might have been 2014.
2014, like November, December, but he's not really introduced until episode 2 in 2015.
That's initial release is November, so yes, majority of the episodes came out this year. Anyways,
All right, cool.
All right, cool. So,
Curtis, do you have a category?
well, I was gonna use game that fell the hardest, but we already called out Evolve, so I can't.
I
do
mean,
that one,
other people can
anymore.
win numerous awards. So, game that fell the hardest, Evolve, I'm down for that.
All right, seems good. Let's pile on.
All right.
The one I had that was just kind of funny is a game that you were not expecting to get updated in 2015, but totally did. And I have one for you guys. Star Wars: The Knights of the Old Republic 2, which came out 10 years ago, had 2 updates this year.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
It had a 4K and 5K update, a native widescreen resolution, Steam Cloud Saves, and Steam Workshop. It also supported controllers. So they did 2 pretty decent updates for a game that is over 10 years old. It is impressive.
It's not a bad game.
I was going to say Sanctum 2 got an update a while ago, but that doesn't...
What's
that,
the
that,
update?
it was just like graphical stuff and like minor tweaks here and there, but that doesn't beat... That doesn't beat Knights of the Old Republic. Because I remember we were on Skype at that time, and I just hear you go, "Why am I updating Knights of the Old Republic?"
Yeah, I had it installed, and I was like, "Why do I have a 1.5 gig update for that KOTOR 2?"
Gosh, a
was like,
gig and a
that makes
half.
I don't know if it was that one. It was a sizable update.
It was
though.
a large update.
It was very odd, and it was like at 10 or 11 at night or something, if I remember correctly. But whatever.
All right.
Can I posit if we got one more? Worst character of 2015, and my worst character of 2015 is Tatsu from Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm gonna look. Let me see if I can find a video real quick.
Don't send it. Don't
because-
post it in here because that's gonna mess up my feed. And
Nope. Let me see if this is a good video
I'm trying
here.
to think of bad characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up what games came out, and I have one that's probably gonna piss people off. But
Do
neither
it.
of you have played this game, so it's not gonna
Do it.
it's
Piss
not
people
going
off.
to- Okay, so one of my favorite games of this year was Pillars of Eternity, and there is this cleric character in this game who runs around with a burning stick. He annoys me to no end because he just insults you pretty much all the time for being an idiot. And because he does it through text, it has a special place in my heart to tell him to go F off. So, yeah, that's going to be my worst character of the year. It's not because he's a necessarily bad character. He just kind of annoys me enough where it's just like I don't want to play the game.
Oh, so Tatsu is so bad that I'm not sure I want to play the rest of Xenoblade.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, hold on. So I'm gonna post this in our secret cabal for like later, but like
Okay.
here's Tatsu just being a bad character.
Okay.
I
will
wanna
look
say-
at this and
There's a character in
Go
Killer
ahead.
is Dead that's horrible, but Killer is Dead came out last year or 2 years ago.
Mm.
can we talk about the bread being a bad character and I am bread?
Sure.
I mean,
why? I want to know why is Tatsu or why is Bread a bad character?
Because it's a piece of bread that you
I
control
mean-
in the game.
or is it because he's white?
Exactly what you,
Racist?
Well, he could be wheat bread. I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, like it is exactly as advertised. It's a piece of bread.
Okay, I'm listening to this character. Give me a second.
All right.
I
It's not
remember
the
the
little
rumor.
girl. It's the little potato man.
There was a rumor that they got Troy Baker to do the voiceover for Bread for I Am Bread. And I'm just thinking, Troy Baker, the man who played Booker DeWitt, Joel from The Last of Us, and the Joker, comes as the most coveted role ever. Troy Baker is Bread.
What is that?
Yeah, Tatsu. He's like a potato man, and like this character follows you around, like from maybe like an hour in to the end of the game, and they're literally constantly there, and he is always saying something stupid as shit.
So, really quickly, did you ever figure out if you could change the voices to Japanese?
No, you can't.
Ugh. That needs to be like a patch yesterday. Because I don't think I can tolerate any of these voices. He is annoying.
Yeah, I mean, nobody in this game comes out good, but like
No.
he is the worst by far.
All right.
What does he remind me? He reminds me of another character that just. He's this voice actor. You're gonna really hate me for this. This voice actor is actually in Persona Golden.
Oh,
Persona 4.
all right. Well, is he the teddy bear?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's gonna be bad.
However, the teddy bear is actually a pretty solid character.
Okay. It's not the voice acting. Like, the voice acting is not great, but, like, it's mostly the character here. Like, the character.
Yeah, I mean, he makes a lot of bear-related puns. So
that's fine. I love puns.
Yeah, like, he's not he's not terribly annoying. I don't find him terribly annoying. Only sometimes, but, you can make your argument.
All right.
Whether you hate him or not.
I got no annoying character, so I'll go with Tatsuo or whatever.
I gotta give it to that too. It's that guy is super annoying.
Yeah, he's a potato. I mean, anime is real and it's my friend, but not Tatsu.
Not Tatsu.
Not Tatsu.
That's an Undertale. So.
Best movie of the year that wasn't Star Wars.
Her Story. Boom.
That's not a movie, buddy.
FMV, full motion video.
Oh, but it would be a game.
Best movie. God, what came out?
Kingsman
Mad Max,
came
Fury
out.
Road was good.
Yeah, you had Kingsman, Jurassic World,
Avengers,
Creed, which was really good.
Inside Out.
Inside Out, Big
It
Short.
Follows was this year.
Oh yeah, It Follows.
The Martian.
Yeah.
Room. Mission
seen
Impossible.
Ex Machina?
Yes, I saw
Ex
that.
Machina was out this year.
Was it good?
I liked it. It's very weird.
Okay.
It's weird seeing Poe Dameron and Grand Moff or whatever just talking about what's human and what's not. That's literally who it is.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Pixels and.
I miss you so much right now. Don't you even say that?
What was it? I left Pixels thinking that was a lot better than I thought. And they're like, it wasn't a good movie. It's like, well, clearly it wasn't. But I was expecting Jack and Jill garbage when I watched Pixels.
Let's talk. Speaking of Jack and Jill garbage, have either of you seen that horrible piece of garbage that is Hateful Eight?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's pretty. It has 3 funny moments in it.
Hold on. You didn't like Hateful Eight?
I hated Hateful Eight. I thought it would have been better as a Western than it was as a comedy.
It's not a comedy, though.
Ridiculous 6 or Hateful Eight?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about Ridiculous 6.
Okay. I was getting worried because I'm like, you like Tarantino. I was about ready to Okay.
I was talking about Ridiculous 6. My mistake.
Okay.
Thank you, Murph, for clearing that up because it was about to go down.
Yes. There were maybe 5 funny moments. The most funny moment, though, are you guys gonna ever watch that movie?
No. Which one?
Ridiculous 6.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Taylor Lautner is in the movie as a mentally handicapped guy who has a strong neck, and there's this one part where they hang him, right? Mm-hmm. And he starts making fun of all the people who are trying to hang him, and then swinging around singing the trapeze song, and it's actually kind of funny. People are feigning, and it's an amusing part of the movie. But pretty much that's the funniest part of the movie. It's a better as a Western than it is as a comedy, which is super confusing. So that was a movie, but that's not the best movie of the year.
All right. So what do we say? That's not Star Wars. Let that be known.
I thought Mad Max was probably my favorite of the year.
Yeah, like
I don't know. Like I really liked Creed. Maybe it's because I've seen it more recent than like some of the others. But like Creed is one of those like I want that series to continue until there's like 7 like sequels.
I think it's a good take it too. I mean,
Kingsman is also good.
Direction. Oh, that was this year too, wasn't it?
That was the same day as 50 Shades of Grey.
Oof, now I gotta think about that for a second.
I would say Kingsman is better than Mad Max. I enjoyed Mad Max, don't get me wrong, but I think Kingsman is a better movie than Mad Max.
I don't think it wins, but I think it's worth just mentioning Ant-Man.
Yeah,
that's fair.
fair.
I think it deserves a nod. I think it was surprising how good it was, I guess.
Oh, we should. I'm surprised we didn't nominate Fantastic Four for How Come You're Not a Doctor award.
Well, that was.
No, I think everyone knew what that was going in.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's.
Oh man, you. Well, granted, I paid money to see it, but I also saw Ant-Man with that same money. So.
True. I still stick with Mad Max on this one as being the.
I'm tempted to throw in Big Short because I really enjoyed Big Short.
I couldn't even vote for that one because I have no idea what it is.
It's with Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Brad Pitt, and dicks. For
all sorts of famous people.
Ryan Gosling. There you go. Gosh, young Hercules.
I know there's a ton of famous people in it, but like I have next to nothing about the movie.
It's about the housing crisis of 2008.
Yeah, but that still doesn't really. Is it a good movie? Is it an okay movie?
It's a good movie. They make it because there's so much like economic jargon. They tell you what everything means.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Murph, you got to vote for or you got a movie to nominate for best movie that's not Star Wars of 2015.
I think I got to go with. I just got to go with Mad Max. I think.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see anything else. I did not see a lot of movies this year.
I saw some, but not a lot either. So I
think I saw less than one a month, which, as someone who supposedly is into the whole nerd culture thing, is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
then again, other than maybe Jurassic World, and there wasn't really a lot to see. So the big tentpoles I saw were Mad Max, Star Wars, Jurassic World, Avengers, Ant-Man. I'm looking at a list here, and those are that's it. Those are the big tentpoles that I saw.
Oh, I missed the Peanuts movie. Shoot.
I heard that was kind of cute. And
I heard that was enjoyable. That's what I heard. It was fun. So shoot, I'll have to go watch that sometime.
Any other categories?
Yeah. What about the cheesiest movie you saw this year?
So if it's not Mad Max, Star Wars, Jurassic Park.
No. I mean, I have one that you guys will laugh at. I have seen a majority now of The Last Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel. And this is okay. This is funny. So this is about his D&D character.
What?
All right.
Is about
it was some kind of crazy.
Vin Diesel's D&D character from way back in the day.
No way.
And it is super cheesy, sci-fi quality movie. But you know what? It's kind of one of those movies that you have to go into it and be like, "This is dumb," but I'm going to enjoy myself because it's so stupid. So. I don't know. I found it to be fun.
Well, you know what? The cheesiest movie that comes to mind. So on my birthday, because I'm that kind of person, which is, I don't want to say my exact birthday, but it's in this holiday season.
Yes.
I watched Escape from L.A. or Escape. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So,
wow.
Oh.
Which I think it is technically set in 2015, so I'm going to call it that way. Let me see.
I will check it. It for you.
It might actually. I think it's set earlier than that. But yeah, that is a good bad movie.
Yeah.
I was about to
one
say
is-
John
that
Wick,
one
but
is
no, John
interesting.
Wick was actually legit good.
John Wick was a good movie.
John Wick was legit.
Oh man, we missed it by a couple years. It's set in 2013.
Oh.
That movie
So
came out
close.
in when? 1996.
Yep.
Did it really?
Oh boy, that did. What they thought was going to be so different in just
Yeah.
17 years.
All right. Legit category now. Best multiplayer game. I'm very torn between either Rocket League or Heroes of the Storm.
I don't know if Rocket League actually came out this year.
Yes, it did.
It did.
Came out this year.
Yes, it did.
We don't want to talk about Splatoon.
Splatoon also was a
Ooh,
pretty solid
Splatoon.
multiplayer.
Yeah, that is true. Splatoon. But I mean, are people still playing Splatoon as much?
Surprisingly, a lot
Okay.
Yeah.
more than Evolve.
That's not saying much.
Ouch.
Shots fired.
I mean, technically, Bloodborne falls into that category, so I'm going to go with that.
Wait, Blood.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
then-
Bloodborne is multiplayer.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that's not like it's. Yes.
What else? What else really had? I mean, Metal Gear Solid had an interesting multiplayer system where you would invade other people's games, but I don't think it's necessarily the best of the year. Rock Band 4, did that come out this year?
Yeah, it did.
Rock Band 4?
Yep.
I mean, that kind of has to go on that list by default, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's not really breaking any new ground.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
I mean, Rocket League at least is like soccer with NASCAR. Like, if soccer was legit like Rocket League, I'm pretty sure America would care about soccer more.
Well, it is. That's just minus the faking injuries. I mean,
Yeah.
My tailpipe.
Oh no, my tire! It's flat. Oh no, my tire.
I can't think of anything else. I mean, I could make the argument for Monster Hunter 4, but you guys haven't played it, so it doesn't matter.
Nope.
But again, that's not really breaking any ground, I wouldn't necessarily say either. Dragon Ball Xenoverse was pretty cool. Again, not really breaking any ground. Well, actually, that kind of was breaking a little bit of ground. So, Dragon Ball Xenoverse was interesting because there was a 3D fighter where you play Dragon Ball Z characters that you made, and you could basically do 2v2, so on and so forth, and go and beat people up. It was kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Like that. Like 12-year-old Murph would have been totally down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it appeals to that kind of 12-year-old in you, where you're kind of running around as a Dragon Ball Z character and beating people up and doing all that fun stuff. So that would be my shoe-in here.
All right. Best
But I
football
would still
team of
probably
2015.
Football
The
team.
the Bears, the Bears, the
Maple
Bears.
Leafs.
You
That's
know,
team,
I
right?
purposely said that just to like get a reaction from you guys. And first off, with Curtis saying the Bears, I thought was like, oh wow, look at him saying that. But then I realized no, he's quoting the State Farm / Saturday Night
That's
Live
enough.
skit. So that kind of like goes out. Murph just completely,
Bears.
Bears.
which I'm, like, I don't know how to react, Murph, because one, you said a hockey team. Two, you said a hockey team that's. I'm surprised that you
I
kind
have
of
to
know
ask-
it, but at the same time, like,
Well, I'm ripping off a Foxtrot joke.
So really quickly, did the Bears actually do well this year?
no, they did awful. Like
Okay.
they sucked.
Okay, just asking. I know the Bucks didn't do very well this year, so I'm not even gonna.
They
They
did
didn't
better
do,
than
like,
I
a-
expected. But that's for that sports show.
Yeah.
Whenever I actually try to record it, because talking by
Yeah,
yourself
I mean-
for 30 minutes, gosh, that just gets boring. And then like, okay, let me give you at least a little bit of like sneak peek, like behind the scenes of what it's like doing that sports show. I will be talking for about 15 minutes, and then I'll realize like half the stuff that I've said I just hated already, or it's filled with a bunch of ums and
Stuff.
it's not as engaging. So like people have been asking, oh, why haven't you put on another That Sports Show? Because that requires me to like sit here and talk for 30 minutes by myself in a room full of 0 people to discuss this said sport. and it's boring, and I end up hating everything that I say, and so I end up just deleting the recording anyways. Like I'm not kidding, each episode has taken maybe 3 recordings where I have finished it and then just go, I hate this, and then just delete everything. Because you know how like you misspell a word, and like you finish like you do a sentence and you misspell one word, and then you type in 5 other words before you notice, and you just delete everything up to that point? That's me. Instead of cutting out the snippet, which would be so much easier, no, delete. Mass extinction of characters. And that's my podcasting career as of right now, is this and talking to myself for 30 minutes at a time. Just like this anecdote, except I have a screen to look at, so it's more engaging.
Fair enough.
Yes. Gosh, we shot out like a few categories in pre-production. I'm just forgetting them all now.
I can take a look.
Best trailer that wasn't Star Wars.
Best movie trailer or best
Best trailer.
Best trailer. Binding of Isaac.
Oh, are we talking about video games or movies?
Either. I don't know.
Have
Have you seen the Binding of Isaac trailer?
It's really
pretty
good.
crazy.
The 3rd remake trailer? No, I haven't.
I don't know. That Fallout one was pretty good too. Where like they start playing that song and then he's running around blowing people up, and I mean that one kind of got me going on that.
By the way, I know that we missed out on it. Can we give props to Independence Day for actually having a good trailer, even though the movie's probably going to be crap?
That is
Probably.
actually okay. I'm going to sound like a huge idiot for a second because the movie's probably going to be awful. But the other trailer I really liked this year that came out before the end of the year was the Ninja Turtles one. It was dumb. It was stupid. But they drove around in the garbage truck that I had as a kid.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
I can vouch for that.
Played Tricky, which made me so happy that I just forgave the rest of the trailer.
When the tank comes out of the river was when I was like,
Yeah.
no! Like, that part's just unrealistic to me. I can get past the radioactive
spaceship.
turtles and, like, the talking warthog. I can get past that. But when the tank comes out of the river... Murph, you look confused. I'm going to paint this picture. If you haven't seen the Ninja Turtles 2 Out of the Shadows trailer, for those who haven't seen it then, there is a scene where you see like the Ninja Turtles are flipping out of the water. And then out comes this long barrel, and then out of that comes a tank. And it just then sits on top of the river, and everybody's just flailing and cowabungaing, and it's just like... Huh. And I think the one scene that kind of turned me away was also the scene with Casey Jones is going in between 2 cars, and it looks like he's just like, he's not really skating, he's like miniature salsa dancing, and it's like, it looks like there's explosions behind him, he's just like, like he has no pep in his step, or like no sense of urgency that, oh, there's stuff blowing up behind me from a warthog and rhino, but you know what? This mariachi band kicks ass. So there was that. I love the Suicide Squad trailer. Like, I will still watch that trailer. Like, it's that Deadpool and Batman Superman. The second Batman Superman.
Yeah. The latest Deadpool trailers were pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Those came out right before the end of the year.
Did you see
I
their
am
their
just-
new promotion? Where they're treating it like a romance movie?
Oh, yeah. Because it's coming out on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So they have all...
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just gonna withhold judgment on that one for a bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It looks humorous, at least.
I
We
hope it's
will
good.
see.
I hope it is, too.
I hope it's good too. I hope it's good too.
Suicide Squad. Let me rephrase that. The last 10 seconds of Suicide Squad.
So Jared Leto.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. So, okay.
Can I nominate that just the last 10 seconds of Suicide Squad trailer?
No.
Sure, that can be our winner.
There you go. The last 10 the winner of That Game Awards for best trailer that wasn't Star Wars was the last 10 seconds. Oh, I don't care. Was the last 10 seconds of Suicide Squad.
Yep, let's do it.
All
call
right.
it that.
All right.
All right. Any other awards?
Yeah, I got one. Things that were surprisingly popular that you were not expecting.
Survival games.
Survival games.
Games like 5 Days to Die.
Okay.
Unturned, or any other one of those like Minecraft-esque survival games and all that stuff.
Oh, can this one be Star Wars?
That one can be Star Wars.
That game, Star Wars could have been bad, and it wasn't.
I'm gonna get into my super nerd coat here and say One Punch Man. That was. I have never seen that much response to an anime in many, many years.
I'm behind on that, but I definitely want to finish that as well.
Which game?
Okay, you haven't finished it.
Nope.
It is an anime called One Punch Man. It is so ridiculously popular. It's memes everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It is good enough that I would actually recommend it to people who just don't like watch anime. Like it is, like the first episode is pretty funny.
My argument is by the second episode you will be hooked. Yep. Most likely. And especially with all the Marvel and being so mainstream, Marvel and DC both being so mainstream right now, it's a perfect kind of joke on those kind of genres.
Right.
So
just as a premise, One Punch Man is a show about a superhero who can defeat anyone with one punch.
Correct. And he is depressed by the fact he can defeat every enemy with one punch.
Right.
What is impressive about it is it really, really nails action and comedy in a way that has not been seen in a long time. It is an impressive feat, and it is a great anime. It's one of the best I've seen in a couple of years.
Okay.
So.
The only thing that I was really surprised that it was popular, which I can never understand why, was the whole survival thing. Just because the fact that like you have to like go out of your way, and like a lot of our friends just bought Ark, which apparently is a fun game, and I think that's the whole dinosaur aspect that makes people like excited for it. But it's just the fact that you have to grind so much time into making this fake house. And making this life and train, like, what was it? They said they had to train a brontosaurus and it took 6 hours. I'm like, 6 hours game time? They go, no, 6 hours real time. And so they dedicated 6 hours to training this dinosaur. And I feel like, with MMOs, there's at least a quest and something to kind of change the pace. This one is literally like nothing, and you can literally lose everything. And that part just doesn't sit well. And if you die, I think like some games, I don't know if it's all of them, like you have an extensive waiting period to get back in. Like that is what I wasn't a fan of. And so that's why
I own Ark, and I think it's an okay game, but it's definitely a not for me kind of game.
Yeah.
So
it's not for me either. So that was kind of my biggest surprise. That like now of course you're seeing like multiple spin-offs as well of like Minecraft-esque, let's survive this because zombies, because it's always zombies apparently. Speaking of zombies, Left 4 Dead 3 rumored for 2017, not confirmed yet. Still holding my breath.
It's about time for Valve to put out a new game.
Half-Life 3 confirmed, right?
I mean, it's getting to be that time where they probably should start thinking about putting at least one game out.
Yeah. I don't know, or they could just sit back and take a third of every purchase.
Well, which is what...
Does Valve,
do
they do anything
50%?
anymore besides Dota? Like, and Team Fortress? I feel like they just, kind of
I
sit
mean,
back
other
and
than
just
run
let the money
Fortress,
do
right?
everything.
Team Fortress, Counter-Strike is still there.
Yeah.
Their baby. Half-Life.
Like people are getting hired to do things there. Like I know, like people are working on things.
But I think basically what's happened is a bunch of these things they are experimenting with things, and if it just doesn't work out, they just don't release it because they have the money.
I guess they're working on the Vive, or theirs is the Vive, the 3D helmet. Their Steam machines, their Steam controllers. Like I don't know.
So.
I think it's funny that some of Valve's biggest games, or their biggest games right now, were just all based off of mods.
Yeah, basically. Whatever. Do what works.
Here's a creative idea. We're going to make it better. We're going to make it 20 times better.
Well, usually they grab the people who made the mod and say, hey, we'll give you more money to make a better mod, make a better game.
I think that's what they did.
So,
they bought the...
I wanted to ask this before, because I brought it up, about the 3D helmets. Nobody here is getting an Oculus, right?
No, not now.
Yeah.
Not now, at least.
Even I'm kind of balked at that $600 price tag.
I think this is the first step towards getting affordable VR. I think we haven't seen the affordable one yet. When we get to the one that's like $350, I'll start considering.
I'm kind of pinning all my hopes now on the PlayStation one.
I don't think we're going to have viable VR this generation. I think it's going to be next generation before we have it.
It's going to be like...
I hope it will.
VR, I feel
really
like, is
cool.
going to be like cell phones and DVD players, where it's going to be wicked expensive at first, but then the demand for it will kind of go down, and it'll be cheaper, and then it'll eventually be where everybody has a VR helmet of some kind.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or I could be incredibly wrong.
It is like I have tried an Oculus and it is really cool, guys. And I just wish I didn't have to. If I didn't have to upgrade my PC, I think I'd be more likely to do it. But like $600 is still a lot of money.
I've done the Star VR.
I believe I have this. I believe I have the specs for the Oculus if I wanted to buy, but $600. I mean, that's.
Do you have 3 USB 3s and 1 extra USB port as well?
Yeah.
Free?
I have like 6.
Okay, I was gonna say like my laptop does not have the requisite amount of USB ports.
You could technically just get a USB tab on it.
No, it doesn't. It has to be like
compatible.
No,
that would
because
not be.
It's a throughput issue. It's not.
That would not be an issue for me. I have plenty of USB ports that I could add on if I needed to. Put a USB card in my computer.
All right.
3.0 card. In my computer and it would work.
Best game you played in 2015. Mind the wording. Best game you played in 2015, which means you could have played a game that came out in 2008. But by God, it was the best thing that you played.
Still got to go with Bloodborne, I think.
I'm tempted to say
go
BioShock.
Ahead, Chase.
I'm thinking
I need
BioShock
to look through my library
or like let's see. I went through Dust and Elysian Tale. That was a good game. BioShock was a lot of fun. I loved BioShock. Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
See, this isn't fair. You just went through all the classics.
Well, I just started BioShock for the first time. Deus Ex: Human Revolution, I would say like isn't quote a classic. Like it's a great game, but it's not a classic because it's not like a lot of people like didn't get into it. Like it was a great game that was greatly overshadowed.
I would disagree. I think that's a classic. Like it maybe not as in the same level.
Human Revolution, the new one, the one that came out. Really?
Yeah, that one was good.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
All right.
Gosh,
get the director's cut.
I'm having some problems here. Probably the best one I can
Tales
think of, but it might be cheating because it might have been. I might have started it before the new year in 2015. Is Persona 4 Golden? I think that game is pretty solid.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of those games where, unfortunately, I just don't have enough time to give it as much in as I need to.
Right.
But if you really put your time in and you really play that game, and it's probably one of the most rewarding JRPGs you will ever play with some of the best music that I've ever heard in a video game.
Okay. Well, hopefully I'll get to play it in a little, and I'll tell you.
It's fun.
All right. Cool. Any more fun categories before I send off? All right. Cool. Thank you guys very much for watching or listening, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us via podcast or watching us live on Twitch. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. You can follow me on Twitter, @ChaseBunker. You can follow the show on Twitter, @that_game_show. You can follow Murph on Twitter, @DorkNightShow. And also check out him and his friend's YouTube channel, Mike'Sumum Tomato, where they do Mike and Murph play. And what are you playing this week?
So it was actually really neat. Mike bought a TurboGrafx, or a Turbo Duo, which is a TurboGrafx 16 with a CD attachment.
Okay.
And we got to play some legendary acts.
Nice. All right. Check it out.
Yeah, and that was that's a system I had never played before.
Check out some of the other videos that I've done, other interviews, and all that good stuff. Curtis, did I forget anything?
Not that I can think of, buddy.
Murph, did I forget anything?
I think we're good.
All right. So, for Curtis Coe and Murph Murphy, I'm Chase Bunker. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.